beat city.
If you guys did not know that Mark is now the director at the Baltimore Polytechnic Institute. So, with that being said, we wanted to present Mark to let him know that we love him, we appreciate him, and we want to back and support him in every way that we can to make sure that his leadership is being successful.
Absolutely.
So, if Mark can come on up. Also, we have a card here for him. We would like for you guys to sign, everybody sign before you leave. We also had something else, but it ain't here. I'm gonna have to slide it up to the school to get to you. You know how, what is it, Amazon, they never on time. But we're going to let Mark say a few words. Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
First of all, I just want to thank everybody. You just don't know how much it warms my heart to have been invited to speak tonight. And then to just hear and talk to everybody and the support that I'm feeling from everyone, it just means a tremendous amount to me, and I need to make sure you know that. So again, I really do appreciate the opportunity to come here and speak. I want to start this out today, and I want to talk a little bit about memories. Okay? So we're at a reunion, right? So take a minute, think back to your days at Poly. Walk in the halls, out on the fields, in the classroom, whatever comes to mind for you. We've all had academic successes. We've all had, or some of us have had successes on the fields. Some of us have had successes in clubs that we participated in. Some of us had success in the honor society or the student government. But all of us at one point in time have felt something very special from Poly. Right? So, to me, the one thing I want to talk about is the people that taught us at Poly and the staff that led us through those 4 years. And to me, that's what makes Poly different than a lot of other places. And that continues today, by the way. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about today in just a second. But it's a huge part of what Poly is. Okay? I don't know if this fits everyone, but there was a time, and there are different times in my life where I may not have understood my potential. Right? I didn't know if I could do this. I didn't know if I could do that. But there were special people at Poly in my life. So the academics is great. But those life experiences that I think we all got in one way or another and what touched us individually, I think those are the things that, again, made Poly special. And I think it's also a reason that we continue coming to these reunions to be in touch with all the people that we spent some of that time together with. So, I had a lot of supporters at Poly, I really did, in terms of teachers and staff and coaches that became mentors. I got to tell you, I wasn't headed to college. I didn't apply. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I didn't have a great family life and a good childhood, but I didn't have the family. I was the first one that ended up going to college in my family. I didn't have anybody at home pushing me to do certain things. But I did have a teacher that said, there is no way that you're not going to college. And that person took me to Towson University, got me registered late after everybody else had already applied. And that just kind of sparked everything. It just got my career started. So some of you know, some of you don't know, but I have been at Poly now for, this is my 44th year at Poly. And that is counting, thank you. That is counting 4 years as a student. But again, the support that I've had, and it didn't end then. And by the way, you can see I liked school so much I never left. But it didn't end. I had staff members, I had administrators. Again, somebody kept seeing something in me that I did not necessarily see in myself at the time. But I just had these people that kept saying, you can do this, you can do this. And one of those people that I want to recognize tonight publicly is my wife, Karen. She has absolutely been one of the biggest supporters in my life that I could ever ask for. She reminded me of a story when we were just sitting here right now that I kind of forgot. I met my wife right before our 10th year reunion. Okay? And she came to that 10th year reunion with me. And we took photos. And I'm not going to say I remembered all this, but she remembers very specifically saying, one day you're going to be principal of that school. And she said that I vehemently said that will never happen. It just wasn't in my brain. I loved Poly. I didn't ever see myself leaving Poly, but the principal, I wasn't quite sure about that, particularly at that point in time. But the interesting thing is, she hasn't attended another reunion with me. So at the 10th year reunion, she's telling me I'm going to be principal. And at my 40th reunion, I am the principal.
I like that.
So again, we all need those people in our life. You know, those are the people that are in your corner, right?
Yep.
Those are the people that, and at Poly, we were lucky because we got to have people that showed us what success looked like. And then they worked with us to make sure that we did succeed. That doesn't happen everywhere, guys. It really does not happen everywhere. So again, some of the things that just mean so much to me, and I can see, hear from some of the comments, you feel the same way. But what I just described to you about Poly is what fuels me to keep giving back. And that's my why. My why is nothing more than there were important people that took time out of their lives to make sure that I set myself on the correct path. And I'm making an effort now, and I have been for years. But now, again, I got that top job, and everything comes my way. So, again, we have a great team at Poly. Speaking of that, I want to mention Miss Kia, and I'm going to start. Here's how I'm going to start. You might know her as Kia Giles. Then she was Kia Boost. Some of you might know her that way. And now she's Kia Glaze.
Yes.
And she is now... and she is now one of my new assistant principals at Poly. Some of you might have known that Kia was back at Poly teaching science for a while. She left and did some great work with the district downtown. But when I was looking for assistant principals, she's one of the people that I contacted. Little hesitancy, we went back and forth a little bit, but I'm so happy that she decided to come back and join us. It's going to make things great. Speaking of that, I also just want to mention that I have another Poly alum that is a new assistant principal at Poly, and that is Lee Golden, and she's from the class of '86. I can't get enough of Poly people. I just got to tell you, I cannot. I just feel so fortunate that during my career, I've had at least 15 students that have come back to teach at Poly. And some of them are now leading in other places around the city. So it's just fantastic. And I just have, you know, Poly people, you're just always going to have a special place in my heart, that's for sure. So just a little bit about what's going on now. I just want to make sure that everybody understands Poly was fantastic and was a great place when we were there, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
So I just want you to know, listen, I've been there, I've seen it all. I've seen so many changes. If you were to walk into Poly right now, very specifically if you walk through the engineering department, right, and you looked into the rooms where we used to take shop and we used to take a few other things, it doesn't look exactly the same anymore. It really doesn't. But what I need you to understand is that we have made changes to stay current with the times, current with society. And I just need to tell you, while this group was some of the best kids in Baltimore City that attended Poly, we are still getting the best kids in Baltimore City that come through Poly. We have students that come from every zip code in Baltimore City. So when we talk about how Baltimore City is our community, we really mean that. Okay? We really do mean that. So we have a tremendous number of support people in our building this year. Again, if you keep current with today's society at all, it's a different type of thing that's going on with our young people. It really is. And we've had to adapt. We've had to make some changes. We've had to make some adjustments. But we're doing all those things to make sure that we are keeping current. And again, still putting out the best product. I'm just going to throw out a few numbers. We had 379 graduates last year. They were accepted into over 350 different schools across the country. They had combined, they received a total of over $39 million in scholarship. So, to me, when you look at those college acceptances and you look at that money, what it really means is that we're doing the right things. Not only do we have kids that say, they're not saying, well, can I get into college? Can I do this? What's happening for a lot of our kids? They have 5, 6, 7 different colleges that they've been accepted to, and they have the money that they need to go there, and they get to choose which one's going to fit their career path. And that's even, you know, you can say we go to college, but to be able to go where you want and not have to be burdened in some cases by that financial situation that we all know too well, that's extremely important as well. So I just want you to know that we are doing great things. We still have the best kids, and things are really still happening at Poly. And anytime any of you want to stop by Poly, please check it on me. I'll take a few minutes. We can walk around. We can take a look at things. I'll answer any questions that you have. It is still a great place to be. In my opinion, nothing has changed. Okay? Maybe the scenery, maybe some curriculum, but it's still the same atmosphere that we lived in when we went to that school. And I'm very happy to be able to say that to you. So again, thank you so much for your time. Beat City. And everyone, please enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much.